Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday, May 26th. We're heading right into a 3-day holiday weekend. Let me know if you're doing anything fun. I'm going to get my comments up here. I love to chat with you, so make sure you say hello. Hi, Kim. I'm celebrating my 40th wedding anniversary this weekend. Some years it falls on Memorial Day weekend, and this just happens to be one of those years. So that's something I'll be doing a little bit extra. Today, I'm going to turn the camera around here. There we go. We are going to be making a couple of cards. Well, actually, we're going to make one card, and then I have some other samples of cards. There's a free download right now. If you go to leslie.stampinup.net, there's a free download, and it will look like this. Let me find it. I went ahead and printed all mine out. It's 14 pages. But you can download it and then just print pages that you want to use. Now, this covers all of the markets that Stampin' Up! Serves. So there are some German sentiments and some French sentiments, as well as our English sentiments. Some fun little images, and I'm going to show you how I've used this download. Now, I went ahead and copied this onto just some copy paper so I can keep it in my file and revert back to it, but it is also downloaded on my machine or my MacBook, and that is so I can just print out the pages I needed. Today I have 3 samples to share with you. And I just cut out, or I copied onto 3 pages of basic white cardstock for my cards. So I didn't have the whole 14 pages and use all the ink and the paper. That way I can just use it as needed. So that's what we're going to do today. I think it'll be really fun, and it's free. So you might as well go grab it. You never know when it'll come in handy. Hi, Vicki. I also wanted to remind you about the Join Plus. You get $25 extra when you join Stampin' Up! During the month of May. So this will go away, is that Monday the 31st? I need to have a real calendar in my office, y'all. I just keep everything on my phone. But if for $99, you can get $155 worth of product, any product, current product Stampin' Up! Carries, and that is free shipping. And I would love to have you on my team. So if you would like to talk to me about that, message me or put a comment below, and I'll get in contact with you, or just go to leslie.stampinup.net and you can join right there. That'll get the process and the ball rolling. Okay, like I said, we're using the digital download, which is free to everyone. You can find it at leslie.stampinup.net. And here's a sample I made using the little wine and cheese and bread image. And I liked the sentiment, "You're the best thing since sliced bread," to go with that image. I just cut that out of the cardstock after I printed it on my printer, and then colored it with Stampin' Blends, and I used a couple of dies. I used the Stitch So Sweetly die for the big image, and then I used just the Stitch Rectangle dies for the sentiment, and there's absolutely no stamping because you're just printing. And then I put a little Blackberry Bliss piece of cardstock under that sentiment just to kind of pull in some of that purple from the wine and the grapes. And I did this on one of our note cards. So this is a smaller note card size, and it was perfect for that. So I thought that was really fun. I thought this would be kind of nice for a hostess gift. You know, sometimes you'll bring a bottle of wine or something to a hostess, someone who's hosting you, and just to include this card. I thought this would be a cute little card to include with that. So I'm going to save that and probably use that for that. Then I used the apple pie image on that free download, and I cut it out with a circle die. Colored it again with Stampin' Blends. I used the Chex embossing folder, and I used cinnamon cider for the card base. I thought that's the color I used for my pie crust, and Real Red. And I felt like the cinnamon printed in, it looks more like it's Calypso Coral maybe, but I thought it blended pretty good with that Real Red. So that was that one that I've made so far out of that free download. And then I'm going to share with you a slimline card that, hi Susan, using another image from the free download. I am using, these are really fun on the first page. That it's a lot of coloring, so I didn't choose those because you guys don't want to watch me color that much. And our Stampin' Blends work so good with these. Here's a little floral. I did not use that one. My sister lives in Canada, so I will for sure be using the How's It Going A and the maple leaf on a card for her. This fern is a real pretty image. The little Dutch shoes, aren't those sweet? I'm using all of these images. So I printed this page out on to my piece of 8.5 by 11 basic white cardstock with just my home printer. And then I cut them out. Let's just pull all this stuff out. I went ahead and cut them out with a die from the Lovely Labels. Tasteful Labels dies. And I believe I used this one on my apple pie card when I cut that sentiment out. But you don't need dies to cut out these images. You can just cut around them. I just had the dies, so I always use the dies. I like using dies. And so these are the dies that will cut out from the Tasteful Labels. And right now, that is a bundle with the Tasteful Touches stamp set. And when you order that together, you save 10%. This will go away at the end of our new catalog, the mini catalog. I may have that wrong, so I better check that. I'll put in the comments on that when I list the products that I've used today. Anyways, so to make the card, like I said, I printed what Absolutely Fabulous News, and it appeared to be Real Red, and I'm going to color this rose red. So that kind of was my inspiration for the sentiment. I'm taking an 8 1/4. So this is 8 1/4 inches wide, and then it's 7 inches. So I took an 8.5 inch piece of paper, I cut it at 7 inches, and then I cut off a little 1/4 of an inch. So it's 8 1/4 by 7. And then I scored it at 3 1/2. So that makes your slimline card. So we can fit all of these images on here. And then I took a piece of Designer Series paper. This is from the In Good Taste packet of paper. I haven't been using this a lot. I've been using all the new Designer Series paper. There are some beautiful textures wood tile spackle in this set. A real nice background papers to use. So I decided to pull out this real light wood grain from that pack of In Good Taste Designer Series paper. And that is in the annual catalog. Okay, I need my stamp and seal. Look at that tile on the bag. That's pretty cool too. So I cut this down just 1/4 inches smaller. So it is, let's see, if this is 8 1/4, this is 7 3/4. I'll measure it here for you in just a minute. That's more than 1/4. I think it's 7 3/4 by 3 and actually it's 8, which would make sense. It's 1/4 of an inch smaller. 8 by 3 1/4. So that's going to be the background of the card. Then I took a piece of my new favorite in color, the Soft Succulent, and I'm just going to put it right in the middle of my card front. Okay, now these little, my little sentiments, let's color these real fast. I'm going to use the Real Red, and I always start out with the lightest Stampin' Blend. They come in a combo pack. You get the light and the dark, but I always start out with the lightest one when I'm coloring, and then I come back with the darker one to add shading. And I am by no means an expert. I think to really get talented at shading and using alcohol markers, you really need to practice. And I rarely sit down to practice. And then the green I'm using for all of these little floral images is the Old Olive. My faithful old standby Old Olive. So then I can take my darker Real Red and kind of where you would think down here at the bottom where it might be a little bit darker, have a little shadow along the edges of the petals. Maybe up here where it's the petals are all closed up. Sometimes when you add a little dimension with the blends, it really kind of brings the image to life. And I flubbed up, so if you're going to use the blends, make sure you get a, what is this called? A color lifter. I think it's just liquid alcohol. I don't know, but it works miracles. I went outside the edge here, so I'm going to I just kind of daub it like this. Red is a pretty strong color, but I think it's coming up. Now it'll take a minute to dry. Do you all enjoy coloring? If you're on here, I'd love to hear if you enjoy coloring. It's very relaxing to me. I enjoy it. It does relax me. Now doing it in front of you, trying to hurry up so you don't have to watch me color for an hour, is a little anxiety producing, but I enjoy coloring. Now, of course, for the daffodil, I'm going to use Daffodil Delight. This was Real Red for my rose. Vicki says she enjoys coloring too. She usually uses markers, not the blends. Yep. Yeah, I almost use the markers, but I tend to have better luck with the blends. And again, I'm going to use the Old Olive for the little stem here. Letha says if she's traveling, she stamps a bunch of stuff to take with her and she has something to do. That's an excellent idea. Okay, now I'm coming back with the darker Daffodil Delight, and I'm just kind of adding a little shadow here at the bottom where I think, it might be shaded. From the sun shining on it. And then I always like to come back with the lighter color and just kind of blend in that line of demarcation, if that's what you would call it. See how it just looks a little bit more dimensional when you add that extra darker blend? Okay, on this little fella, I have no idea what kind of flower this is. I am going to use some Blackberry Bliss. Susan says she loves the blends, she just needs to use them more. I love them too. I need to order some new, the new in colors. That would have been fun to use today, but I haven't ordered them yet. And I have no idea what kind of plant this is. It's kind of a strange one. But I'm going to make it purple. The link for digital, Susan, if you'll go on your demonstrator website, because you're a demonstrator, it will be on there. It should be at the top of the page, or it could be in Happening Now. Otherwise, you can just go to leslie.stampinup.net and there's a link there. You might have to click the shop now, but I don't believe so. I think if you just go to there, it will say learn more and you click on it and it'll take you to where you can download the free file. Susan says she has 2 colors on back order. I know that a lot of places are having a hard time. Chemicals are in short supply right now. So anything using solvents, I think everything because of the COVID, the shutdown or something is just they're just having a hard time catching up. But if it's on back order, that means it's coming. At least they're letting you order it and they have an expected date. So that's good news. Okay, there's my little purple flower, whatever it is. And then for my little shamrock, You know, these could be standing for the digital download. It represents all the markets that Stampin' Up! Represents and or is represented in, and I'm wondering if these are for different countries. Your shamrock would be for Ireland, and your daffodils are, well, we don't have a tulip. Your daffodils would be for, that'd be Denmark or Holland. Holland would be tulips. I don't know if we're known for anything. Maybe the rose. I don't know. Probably a lot of our stuff is was brought over by. Of course, Pella, Iowa has the tulips. That's kind of on my bucket list to go see that during the tulip season. Okay, that's all the coloring. Thank you for your patience watching me color. Okay, now we're going to put the card together. So I'm just going to pop these little images up. I'm going to use my little color lifter here one more time. And you can see it's a little damp, but that will dry pretty quickly. I think I'm going to put my two little flowers. This is going to be a tight squeeze. I might leave my little shamrock off of there so it's not such a tight squeeze. And I think I'll put maybe my daffodil in the middle. That's probably a good thing. Another thing I wanted to mention, beginning, I believe it's Tuesday, June 1st, the retiring list for, and I will be sending that out if you're on my email list this afternoon, the retiring list for our mini catalog. And there are some discounted things on there as well. And that will begin on June 1st. Now, if you've been around, you know that discounted products will go quickly. So if there's anything on the list that you want, grab it sooner rather than later. But the promotion goes through the whole month of June. So. But I will be getting an email ready to send out. You'll probably get the email tomorrow. Alrighty. These are just simple, quick little cards to put together, and heck, it's free, right? Images are a lot of fun. Print them out and let your grandchildren or your children color on them and make projects. Use them in your scrapbooking. There we go. So I'm going to have to save my little, what do you call it, shamrock for another project. And then I'm going to put my little sentiment on here. And I think I'm going to put him right here. So there is the slimline card, and I said that was 8.5 by 7, scored at 3.5, and there's your slimline card, and that will fit in a regular number 10 business envelope. So that's using the images from the free download. Here's the apple pie one that I made, and then this is probably my favorite. the You're the Best thing, and it really didn't have a whole lot of coloring. But those are three of card samples that I used from the digital download. So I hope you enjoyed the project today and got some ideas. You can make your own slimline cards using with whatever you have. And go check out that digital download. It's always kind of nice to have in the back of your brain, have something might come up that you want an apple pie for, or a wine and cheese party or something. And who doesn't love flowers? So I would encourage you to do that. Thank you, girls, for stopping by. We will be back Monday. We will not be back. It is a holiday, and I'll be celebrating. I said at the beginning of the live that it's my 40th wedding anniversary, so I will be celebrating that on Monday. So I will be back a week from today on Wednesday, and we'll see you then. Have a great holiday, and take care. Maybe you'll get some stamping done. That'll be fun. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.